On a given client machine, there are two kinds of accounts. There are local accounts and there are domain accounts. Of course, I'm assuming here that the client is joined to a domain. So I have a client right here called Client 1 and a server called DC1. And this client, this machine, is a member of this domain, which is widget.llc. However, you notice on my login here, it looks as though I'm logging in as a private user, not to the domain. And that is true. I am not logging in. As you can see here, if I click on this, I have sign into widget, and then I could put a username and a password and sign in here. I don't actually have an account set up that I could use, so let's create one over here on my server. So I'm going to go to the Server Manager. We'll go to Tools and Active Directory Users and Computers. Here under Users, I'll add a user, and I'll call this user Fred. So I'll right-click Users, go New, and User, and we'll call him Fred. Full name Fred, and his logon name will also be Fred. So let me see. Yeah, that's all we need there. Now we need a password for Fred. And I am not going to make him change the password. In fact, we'll make it so he cannot change the password and so that it never expires. There we go. Now we have a Fred user. Alright, back here. When I click Roger here, you notice it does not say sign on to widget. It simply says Roger. This is a local account. I do not have, over here, if I go back down to Users and Computers, I do not have a Roger account here on this domain. I'm in Users right there, and you see there is no Roger account here. There's a Fred account now. So this is a local login, and if I log into this, I am logged in locally to this machine, but I am not on the network. Alright, let's log back out of this. I'll just say switch user, and I'll go to other user, and now you can see I can sign into widget, and if I attempt to sign in with Roger, it should fail. Sure enough, there's no user name by that name, so let's go back again and let's put Fred in here. And as you can see, I can successfully log in as Fred. Of course, it's like a new machine here because I just added Fred's account, and this is the first time that Fred is using that account. So now I am logging in not to the local machine, but to the domain itself. So we have users that are local and users that are domain. We also have groups, and that's these little double-headed icons here. Those are groups. We have groups that are local, and we have groups that are domain groups. So be sure you keep those in mind, the fact that they are completely different. There are both local and domain accounts. When I'm on a local account, I am doing things locally to that particular machine, such as joining a domain or adding a service or starting a service or something like that, adding a piece of software perhaps. When I'm on the domain account, then I'm no longer operating on that machine. I'm operating on the domain resources, whatever it is, whatever resources it is that I'm using on that domain.